Shalom, shalom. With a brother Great Millstone Charlotte coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And before we get started with this lesson, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.
So in this lesson, we're going to be going through Obadiah verses 1 through 8. It's a very, I guess you could say, there's a lot of meat in this book, even though it's one of the shortest books in the Bible. You know, there's a lot of meat in it, so we got to divide it up into like certain certain portions. So we're only going to do this part for now. Might do another part, Lord willing, sometime later. But we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Baba Kushai, if you could start off with Obadiah 1.
Khan. This is Obadiah, Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power concerning Adawam. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, yea, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Right, so it says, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. Right, so this whole vision is focused on Edom, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is a future prophecy that's about to take place, especially here in America, right? Mainly here in America. But it says, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador that is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So and that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of these nations starting to rise up, starting to backbite America, starting to gather themselves together, assemble themselves, making these confederacies, making these what do they call them, like summits, right? You have the BRICS nations, the BRICS alliance. You have all these things, right? The Saudi Arabians gathering themselves together to fight against who? The common enemy, which is Esau, Edom. Small hats, right? The Amalekites. You know, they're causing the Saudi or the Ishmaelites to gather themselves together. You got United States over here, you know, causing the Russians and its allies to gather themselves together. You know, so we're seeing the playing field, the field, you know, how the chessboard is being set up. You know, we're starting to see that, hey, America is dividing itself from its enemies, right? We're starting to see the split. You know, the armies, the who's like when you look at a chessboard, right? Who's the blacks and who's the white pawns and who the black pawns, right? We're starting to see that. We're starting to see, you know, everything being set up for what? For war, right? So go ahead, Ak.
I have precept if I can.
Come on, go ahead, Ak.
This is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. You see, so those that are pretty much high at this moment in time, you know, is Esau, Edom, you see. And also the rest of the heathen, you see, but chiefly Esau, Edom, he's lifted up. You know, scriptures say that essentially he feels as if he is the Most High, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's that pride. You know, Esau has had dominion over the earth and has been able to get away with everything that he's puffed up. You know, the scriptures talk about him being puffed up, man, him having so much pride, right? But what does the scripture say before pride? I mean, before, what's it called? How's it go?
Before destruction is pretty much the spirit of man is haughty, roughly paraphrasing.
Right. Con. Yep. That's exactly what it is, man. So, essentially, hey, that destruction is coming for him. And like I said, we're seeing the playing field being set up for that destruction to come, man. So prophecy is happening. That's what we're seeing. That's why we hear about World War III. You know, people being getting their drafting papers, right? Because that spirit of war, man, is coming, man. Is being, you know, ramped up. Well, of course, we understand that there's certain prophecies that got to play out, like the MOTB, for instance, that have to come first before World War III
Mhm.
breaks out. But we seeing it, man. We seeing all these things manifest. But you got it, Doc.
Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
Right. Because pretty much Esau is the basis of men. He's the basis of all men. You know, what's that? Um, Job 9:24, if I'm not mistaken. No, not 9:24. Job 30:8. Papa Shah, if you can get that.
God, this is Ayawab Job chapter 30 and verse 8. And it says, They were children of fools, yet children of base men, they were viler than the earth.
Right. The base men, base going into lowliest. Because really Esau is actually the lowest of all men. But yet he's in a high position. But this is all the will of the Lord. But being the basis of men, he's also going to have base characteristics. He's going to rule in wickedness. He's going to rule with not in righteousness. That's why he's the lowliest of men. And his wickedness is being spread throughout the whole earth, as it says in Micah. I mean, not Micah. The book of First Maccabees. Excuse me, where it says when it talks about how when Alexander the Great died, and then his generals put crowns upon their heads, and it says that after then, wickedness started to spread throughout the earth. Roughly paraphrasing, and that's what we're seeing, man. Esau has spread himself like a green bay tree, and his wickedness has permeated throughout the earth. And these heathen, these nations that drink of and that slept with America, that slept with uh, aka Babylon, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to see that, hey, the ways of America is not benefiting them. The ways of America is destroying their nation, destroying their people, destroying their economy. The morals that they used to have. Everything
Right.
is being destroyed. So now they're pissed off, man. They're like, yo, hey, you damn devils deceived us, right?
Right. And
And
pretty
this is
much
all
going into
happening.
my bad.
No, Salaki, I was just gonna say, this is all happening because we're getting close to the end. Esau's time is up, man, and we're seeing this. But you got it out.
Connor says, Marie again, this is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. When you go into the word small, it's quatan, and it says H6996, and it says young, small, insignificant, unimportant. So, like you said, to reiterate, these nations are seeing the ways of America, Babylon the Great, are not beneficial. They're actually seeing that it is detrimental, essentially to their country. I'm gonna get this real fast. So, this is Yashaya Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Say, whatever, these people are bodied in, essentially it is being shown that it can't be trusted in, i.e. JC, Islam. So this says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, because in ancient Egypt, essentially they didn't trust it in frogs, the Nile River, all right, their economy. The Lord touched, like it mentions in this chapter, he touched the river, because the river was a source of income, just like the source of income is being touched in America, Babylon the Great. A
Right,
lot of people actually entrust into that money. So then it says, "And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." So essentially, that heart, that spirit that once was in America, that American dream, it's not the American dream anymore. No one wants to work and have that lifestyle that was in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s,
right.
90s. And in the other countries, they used to be like, "Oh shit, let's go over here." I'm gonna get that real fast if
Right.
I can.
You got it out.
This is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 47, and verse 1. It says, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, or daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, because which we're going to Ibadi, Obadiah, you know, but this can be ascribed to, or I'm ascribing it to America, Babylon the Great, you see, because the Edomites in rulership over here, they pretty much had it to where everybody wanted to come here, but it's not like
Mm.
that anymore.
Right, right. And just touching on that American dream, like it's not unattainable. I mean, it's not attainable,
Mm-hmm.
especially not now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that whole America dream is it was all just an illusion to keep y'all working in this rat race, keep you in this rat race, keep y'all running to uphold the American system. But we're seeing now that hey, everybody's giving up on this rat race. So America, that's why you're seeing America falling. The economy is dropping, everything is dropping, the morale is dropping. So America's done, man. America's through. Scriptures say, uh, there's no healing Babylon, or there's no healing,
Right.
uh, forgot
The
how it
healing
goes.
of thy bruise.
Con, yeah, there's no healing of thy bruise. You know, so hey, America's finished, man. It says, oh yeah, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, right? You have all these people talking about quantitative easing, talk about, uh, um, pretty much trying to uplift America back, or oh, we got to put in Trump to make America great again. Nah, ain't none of that gonna work, man.
Right.
America's is dropping. It's on a steady decline, man, and nothing's gonna stop it. It's like a big ass boulder rolling down a hill. Ain't nothing gonna be able to stop that thing, man. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
get out the way. You got it, Doc.
Going back to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3, it says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?"
Right. So it says the pride in the heart has deceived thee. You know, and we see that, man. Esau really thinks in his bird brain, he really believes that he can take on the Lord. He really believes that he can get away with blaspheming the name of the Lord, blaspheming his image, blaspheming everything that comes down to the children of the Lord. Everything having to do with how about Shimi Hawashai, he has trespassed and blasphemed against it, man. But he thinks he can get away with it, and that he actually believes he can be able to accomplish his enterprise, man. Right? That's his pride, man. The pride in thy heart has deceived thee. This is thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Right, because Esau used to live in those caves, right? We all know this. Since
Mm-hmm.
whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? So he don't feel like he can be touched. He feels like he's untouchable right now. Right? You hear things like Klaus Schwab and Yuval Noah Harari talk about how we can make the Most High angry, and they don't even care about it, man. They feel like we got the technology now that we can make the Most High angry, and it won't even affect us, right? Not knowing the Most High is about to completely dismantle your whole system, man. You ain't even gonna know. You ain't gonna be able to know what to do in that day. But go ahead, bro.
I want to get a word in the precept, or a couple
God,
precepts. I'm gonna read it again. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" I want to get this word for habitation.
mm,
And it says, the word for habitation, and then also high. The word for habitation, it says seat, dwelling place, which that word is Shabbat, H7675. And I want to get the word for high. It says Marawam. It says elevated. It says proudly of nobles. So he's lofty. So I want to get this real fast. This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1. It says, "The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up," because he's lofty. And it says, "Thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of power," because it said his habitation is high. He
right.
feels as if he's up here, when he's really the basis of men. So it says, "I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches." Hey, because Esau essentially, he got all his land from rape, robbery, and murder. And a lot of things that he did, he pretty much did them in witchcraft. He got everything he got through deception. The scripture say he has a right hand of falsehood. So it says, "With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic." Traffic goes into like merchandise, business. And it says, "Hast thou increased thy riches and which when you actually go into that word traffic, That's why a lot of things when you actually go to like DMV, they actually make
Mhm.
money. That's that's like a hustle for Esau. You know, like you
Right.
charge tickets. You know, the registration. You gotta pay
Mhm.
property taxes on that stuff like that. So it says,
Scam.
yep. It says, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And that's essentially, you know, what we're going to see take place. Hey, Esau feel as if, you know, like, hey, he pretty much, the scriptures say earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know, so because of his position, he feel like he can't be touched, you know.
Right.
But just like the Lord took him down when he went down the first time, you know, the Lord is going to do it in a much more magnificent fashion, you know.
Right. Right. And what's funny is, uh, we touched this. You and me touched this a couple of weeks ago, going into the parallels of America and Rome. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that Rome fell, we see in America fall the same way. So
Right.
Esau is making the exact same mistakes. He's being plagued the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
And Esau has to learn from the first mistake. But the problem is that this time he's going to be completely destroyed. Like
Right.
his whole system, his whole kingdom is going to be completely wiped out. You know. But can you grab Psalms 10 and verse 4?
Con.
You can read down to 6.
This is Stahoyim, Psalms 10 and verse 4, and it says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance would not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all of his thoughts.
Right. So Esau doesn't operate in righteousness. He doesn't seek counsel from the Lord. He doesn't seek counsel from or seek advice through the scriptures, even though he claims to be God fearing. You know, say that the Bible is the law of the land, all these things, but yet he operates in complete opposition to that. We see him working in nothing but through witchcrafts and sorceries, man. Cleaving upon the left hand type of magic and all that shit, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Right, and that's what we see Esau doing. Right? He really feels like he's untouchable. You know, you see America puffing at the rest of the nations. You know, he thinks he's far above them. Right? But we see in all these other nations, you know, they're starting to puff up against Esau. You know, I forgot what that how the scripture goes, but it's like um, pretty much along the lines of the nations say, "Or that become weak as we," right?
Mm-hmm.
So these nations, hey, they also got nuclear missiles. You know, it's not just America. So we see in all these other nations, you know, starting to rise up as well. But the point being is that Esau has so much pride that he's even puffing at them. You know, pretty much scoffing at them. You know, making fun of them. You know, talking shit, thinking he can get away with doing all this shit, right? Killing a president here, taking out a general there, and thinking that no harm is ever going to come to them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Right. He says he's never going to be moved. He's never going to be touched. Nothing bad is ever going to happen here in America, right? It says, for I shall never be in adversity. That's the mindset of Esau, right? And I want to get a quick one. The book
God.
of Psalms, Psalm 49 and verse 11, real quick. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and that their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So that's in their minds that they're going to be able to, you know, establish that NWO. They're going to be able to, you know, continue to, continue their seed line forever. They're going to be able to take over the world and never be harmed. Like what's that quote they say? You know, like pretty much rising up out of the ashes like a phoenix. That's
Mm-hmm.
in their mindset.
God, if I
Uh,
can add too,
uh,
We saw examples of that with cities like Alexandria, Egypt. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Alexander the Greek. You know, he was a Edomite. You know, that was an
Mm-hmm.
example of how they call their lands after their own names. To this day, they still have an Alexandria, Egypt. But see, you have an Alexandria, Egypt, or so yeah, you got an Alexandria in Egypt 2.0, Alexandria, Virginia. You know,
Mm-hmm.
which that's pretty much a way they call their lands after their own names as well.
Fine, fine. Right, because you even got what's it called? Africa, named after some dude named Africanos or something like that.
Yeah, Leo Scipio Africanus.
Fine. And then America, named after Americo Vespucci,
Yep.
right? You got so many other names, right? And that just shows you who's the man that does this. Here it is. These lands had names before,
Right.
but he just completely changed that. He removed the name and established his name, right?
Can
But
I get the comments?
go ahead, bro.
Let me get the commentary on that. This is Staholium Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11. And it says, the inner thought is that their houses will last forever, hungering for some kind of immortality. Going back to the
Mhm.
NWO, you know, brothers have did videos to where this man thinks he's going to put his consciousness uploaded into some type of like what they call them USB or what's them little shits we used to use to
Yeah,
plug in the
yeah, like a
USB
little
hard
hard
drive, I
drive or
think.
something.
Put it on
Yeah,
the floppy disk and then plug
yeah.
it in. And you know, it says they that trust in riches believe their estates will last forever beyond their own life to all generations. They memorialize themselves by calling their lands after their own names. That's one way of how he had Mount Rushmore. You got different states all across America. You know that's what
Mhm.
Esau. That's how Esau get down. He'll conquer somewhere. He'll put his little stank on it. He'll put his stamp of approval on it. So then it
Right.
says, this is the ambition still of many that take little care to know that their names are written. So I'm gonna skip down. It says Nimrod by his tower, and it says Alexander by his Alexandria, but the name of the wicked shall rot. I'm gonna read this real fast. This is Proverbs, Mashaliah, chapter 10 and verse 7. It says the memorial of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. You know, because scripture said a good name is better than riches. Roughly paraphrased. I believe that's in Proverbs 22, pretty much going into how a good name will last forever. Roughly paraphrasing. You know,
Right.
but that's Esau's mo. He names these different places. He'd try to put his spirit on that particular place. You know.
Right. Right. And I got this one as well. Isaiah 47:7. It says, "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou dost not lay these things to thy heart, neither
Mm-hmm.
disremember the latter end of it." So Esau did all this shit, committed all this wickedness and atrocities throughout the whole earth. Excuse me. But the problem is that he never thought, or he never looked upon the day of retribution. He never looked at the consequences behind his actions, right? He always thought that he'll continue to do this, which he has been allowed, right? The scriptures say the mystery of iniquity uh, uh, doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who's the one that's letting him get away with these things? The Most High, but he's not getting away with it. The Most High just allowing him to tally up that tab, man. Build up
Mm-hmm.
that tab to where eventually he's gonna have to pay, man. And Esau pretty much done cash wrote a check that he can't cash, man.
Right.
So at the end of the day, man, hey, the Most High is gonna take it out of him, you know. And the scriptures talk about how he's gonna pay it back, man. 1,000 years of slavery, the destruction of his kingdom first, then 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be that debt paid back to what he owes the Most High. But going back, Baba Kashar, if we can go back to Obadiah, unless you had something else,
Uh, this is like Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, if these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not? Would they? So like, would
I think
they
we were
not
at verse
have?
4.
Huh?
I think we were at verse 4.
Yeah, verse 4. It says,
Oh,
though
okay.
thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord.
So we already know the eagle, right? Esau proclaims himself that's like his symbol, the eagle, right? We see that amongst the Germans, right, with the whole Nazis. They had the eagle. The Romans, they had the eagle. The Spaniards, they had the eagle. America is the eagle. So hey, the Greeks, they had the eagle, right? So Esau, that's their I don't know how to call it. That's like their national animal, whatever they call it, right? So
Yeah,
that's
the
their
nation.
symbol. What you gonna say?
Kinda. Yeah, the nation's bird.
Right, right. That's the national bird, right? That they like to symbolize themselves after, right? Because the eagle, what does it do? It flies the highest, and it's like the top predator bird, up in the sky. The eagle sees everything, and it swoops down like on his prey super fast, man. And that's what Esau does, you know. But it says, "And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down," saith the Lord. Right? Because um, Esau has his space stations, he has his satellites and all that up in the stars, but also it's referring to him setting himself up to be the nation of Israel. Right? The stars represent what? The tribes, 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And he's trying to he set himself up in that position. As a matter of fact, Bubba Kashad, if you can get Isaiah 14 and start at verse 13 to 15 to back that up.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 13. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High."
Right. So again, just backing up that point, them stars represent the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Esau pretty much setting himself in that position. And now he wants to go even a step further. He wants to be the Most High. Right? He wants to do away with with that the image, the vibration, the essence, anything having to do with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He wants to do away with it from the earth. And he wants to establish himself as being that God, as being that power, man. Right? That's why he set himself up to be the so-called Ish people, trying to be us. You got it, Doc.
Con.
Unless you have something.
No, I was looking at something, but it's all good. What was we at?
Obadiah 1 and 5.
Con. It's like by your Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, "If thieves came to thee," huh?
Oh, I wouldn't say none.
Con. It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Right. So this is just showing you that the Most High is going to take everything away from Esau. Grape gatherers, what do? They gather till they have enough. When someone breaks to and take someone's stuff in their home, or if a thief breaks into your house, he's not gonna come and take your pillows and take your chairs and pretty much strip the whole damn house. He's just gonna come for the gold, come for the money, come for the ascent, like the high priced items, right? But yeah, Yahweh Shai, Salakia, Yahweh Shai, he's gonna come and take everything away. He's gonna make this man bare, strip him clean, right? When you go into um 2 Peter 3 and 10, Baba Kushai, if you can get that.
Okay.
It goes into how he's gonna do Esau, man.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up."
Right. So he's gonna completely make this place bare. He's gonna strip Esau of everything, man. The remembrance of this place is going to be gone away too. The works, the elements, everything about this place is going to be done, man. So he's going to completely take everything away from Esau. And another precept is I'm gonna get it real quick. This is the book of Revelation 19 and verse 12, and it says, "His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself." So the point being is that he had many crowns, meaning he's going to take away all the crowns, man. He's going to take away dominion of any king or kingdom here on the planet Earth, and he's going
Right.
to have dominion of it. You gonna say something, Mark?
Right, because the scriptures say that the Lord is coming back to wound the heads over many countries.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Right. So again, he's going to take everything away, man. So going just land backing off that Obadiah 1:5, right? It says, "If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" Right. But again, Yahweh Shai, he's not going to leave anything behind for Esau, right? You can go ahead. I'll continue on.
Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right. So now what we're seeing is, ever since the prophets came on the scene through Abba Bivens, right, we're starting to see a great exposure, a great insurrection upon Esau and his hegemony. Right. We're starting to see he even his own people are exposing him. You know, as a matter of fact, Baba Kushai, if you can get Psalm 64 and verse 8.
Con. You said Psalm 64 and 8?
Con.
This is Psalm Stahoyim chapter 64 and verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away."
Right. It's pretty much these Edomites, they're pretty much exposing themselves, man. Right. You have certain Edomites, you know, that like so-called truthers, right? They'll come out and pretty much bring out to light the truth of who's behind certain agendas, who's behind the NWO, you know, pretty much just exposing Esau. And not even just that, you have the prophets of the Lord exposing the fact that he's the devil, he's the wicked, right? As a matter of fact, Baba Kushat, if you can get Isaiah 47 and verses 1 through 3.
I got a quick one if I can.
Come on, you got it out.
In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, it says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." You see, so the Lord is essentially exposing this devil through the spirit, you know, like to reiterate, like you said, from the time Abba Bivens stepped on the scene, you know, up until to where the Lord is going to return. You know, then he's actually going to be destroyed. You know, right now Esau is getting the word. You know, he's being cut up in the spirit. You know, that's why he's taking videos down. He's doing everything he can. He's hiring different people. You know, you have to do pretty much. He like, oh yeah, he was sent on the campaign to come up against the Israelites and stuff like that, try to stop the awakening, so to speak. You know, because Esau's being exposed. But you said Isaiah 47
Con.
in verse 7. You said verse 7?
Isaiah 47 and 1.
It's 47 and 1. It's Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Salakia, brother. Can you read that again, Baba Shah? Had an interruption.
This is Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Right, so it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." It says, "There is no throne." So, eventually, Esau's kingdom is going to be taken down, right? But in the midst of that, you're going to be having, again, a lot of exposure going on. And we're going to read verse 2, Baba Kushai. He'll talk about it.
Verse 2, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the thigh, uncover the thigh pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right. So again, uh, Esau's being exposed, man. Major exposure is happening, man. We're seeing it on a daily basis. You know, everything that the prophets have been saying is coming to pass. You know, and all the exposure that Esau is receiving, as far as him being the devil, that's why we're seeing a lot of the anti-Shem, you know, propaganda, right? Anti-Shem this, anti-Shem that. You know, you can't criticize these people because they're pretty much, they don't want this exposure coming out. We see the truth is hurting them. You know, and there's a saying that says, if you want to know who is ruling over you, look at who you can't criticize.
Mhm.
And hey, and now it's being made evident to the whole world that these so-called Ish people are ruling the world. So if they are the true Israelites that the Bible speaks of, how does prophecy fit to their position and what's going on with them right now? It don't fit. It's showing you that they ain't the right people. They do fit the devil though, the Edomites. But that's just going to show you, hey, the prophets are out here exposing this devil, man. Heavy exposure is happening to where Esau can't take it no more. But we can get Baba Kashai, if you can get Jeremiah 49:10.
Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. It says, But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not abide. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Right, he shall not be able to hide himself, it says. And that's what we're seeing. He can't hide himself no more. It's gonna come to a point where he's just gonna have to show his horns. Right? He's just gonna have to come out and just say it. And that's probably what's gonna happen, man. He's gonna have to come out and flat out say, hey, we ain't we ain't the children of the Lord, you know, we ain't the true Israelites, you know. But if that ever comes to happen, he's gonna have to come down upon us, man. You know, which we see in a lot of the lower these average Edomites, a lot of them are coming out saying, you know, that that the true Israelites are so-called blacks and Latinos, man, and Native Americans. So hey, these top elite, they know, but of course they're trying to silence it and hide it, trying to not give any publicity to it. But at the end of the day, the truth is gonna come to light, you know. And when that happens, all hell's gonna break loose, man. But you can continue on to that Obadiah, unless you have something like.
La. Zebaiah, Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Huh?
Oh, no.
Okay. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Right. So it says all the men of that confederacy. You know, we see Esau has was it the EU, the NATO nations, right? They're in alliance with him right now. But the thing that we see as far as prophecy saying that there's gonna come a point where these nations or these vassals that Esau has, that America has, are eventually going to turn on Esau, or turn on America, right? No, we had just a couple years ago, France, right, had a submarine nuclear deal with Australia. But what did America do? America just swooped in and took that deal and stole it from France. And France was looking at America, you know, like sideways, like, yo, what the hell was that? You know, you just came and stole that deal from us. And then you had the whole thing with the Nord Stream pipeline, you know, pretty much fucking up Germany's economy and their oil situation. You know, but things are going to start getting worse and worse to where America is going to ask more and more of these other nations, where they're going to have enough. They're going to get pissed off, you know. And when that point comes, they're going to start fighting and turning against America, pretty much betraying it. But we can get that even in Revelation 17 and 16, if you can grab that, Baba Shah.
Con, this is Revelation chapter. You said 17.
17 and verse 16.
Con, this is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. Says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right. Again, those 10 horns being those vassal states that Esau has, or that America has, right? Pretty much being the NATO, EU nations, right? Those that are in alliance with them that do America's bidding. Because America will tell these nations, hey, do this, go to war with this nation, go to war with that nation. They'll be having like little proxy wars. That's what happened with Ukraine. In order to for them to receive funding and to be a part of NATO, they had to go to war with Russia, which is what happened. And now we see is it NATO part of Slovakia? Isn't Ukraine part of NATO now?
I'm not sure. I'm looking it up.
I believe so. I believe that's what they were talking about. I think like last year or 2 years ago. Because I remember they were talking about it. They were trying to join NATO, or if not, it was the EU. One of those two.
No, I don't. It says they're not. They're not NATO.
Oh, they're not NATO yet.
No, I don't. It said they're not. It was dated July 19th, 2024. I believe they was trying to be a part of NATO or some of that effect.
Okay, con. Well, shit. Well, I guess they didn't. America didn't approve. But anyway, we can get Isaiah 14, 9 and verse 9 through 10. Verses 9 through 10.
Okay. This is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, and stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Mm-hmm.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou like unto us?
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're seeing. I quoted that earlier. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing that a lot of these nations are seeing America, especially its allies. They're seeing that America is weakening. We're seeing America being a laughing stock amongst these other nations, man. So its allies are like, man, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is America doing? We seeing Britain over there, pretty much hating America, man. A lot of these European nations, they really despise you Americans, man, and they despise America because of the pride and the loftiness, the way that lofty, prideful mannerism, the way y'all carry yourselves, man. Y'all just through, man. And these nations, these other nations, these are America's allies. They see that. So it's gonna come to a point where the test that they have towards America is gonna pretty much come out, and they're just gonna drop nukes on America. But let me see. I had another one. Jeremiah 50 and Baba Kushai, if you can get verse 9.
This is Yaramia, Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expertman. None shall return in vain.
And that north country is talking about Russia and pretty much its allies with it, right? But you can go ahead and continue on a little bit more. Read down to 12, Baba Kushai.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 10. It says, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Mm-hmm. Right. It says your mother shall be ashamed. And who's a mother that bear America? It was the not the EU, Slovakia. It's Great Britain, right? And that's what we're seeing. You know, a lot of these people over there in the UK, right, in London, Britain, all that, right? They pretty much detest America. You know, they make fun of y'all Americans, man, right? I believe they even didn't they separate themselves? They call it what,
Um,
Brexit? I believe I don't know what that was about.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the specifics about it, but yeah, like you said, it was called like the Brexit. It was probably about like 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Uh, but hey, but that just goes to show you, man. Hey, these nations, like America's allies, starting to like this is a division amongst themselves. Like it's gonna come to a point where they can completely just separate themselves from America and just, like I said, just go up against her. Like it's a lot of bullshit that America is pushing. Like even when Donald Trump came into office, right? You had him pretty much strong arming these NATO nations, these EU nations to pay more. Like they were paying a 2%, and then he forced them to pay. Hey, you got to pay more than that. You got to double that. Now you got to pay a 4%, right?
I
So
got
hey, if this man Trump comes into office, you know, hey, he's going to demand more money. So a lot of these nations are going to be like, hey, we don't got no money to give you, man. You got it, Doc.
I got the meaning of Brexit. It says Brexit is an abbreviation of two English words, Britain and exit, and refers to the withdrawal process of the UK from the European Union. Article 50 of the Treaty of the European Union regulates the withdrawal process of any member state. Pretty much going to how the UK withdrew from the European Union.
There you go, man. They separate themselves from the EU, right? That just little steps, you know, that's leading up to prophecy. But you can go ahead, continue on that Obadiah.
Kind of like Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau.
Right, the wise men talking about teaming. If we can get this in Jeremiah the 49th chapter, Baba Kushai, if you can get that, Jeremiah 49:7,
Con.
right? Because the whole book of Obadiah, you can pretty much read it. It's like it's very similar. It's pretty much the same thing in Jeremiah 49:7 through 22. But you can get that, Baba Kushai.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is there wisdom vanished?
hmm So is that wisdom vanished? The teaming being the so-called Germans, right? Esau's scientists, his engineers, his technicians, right? So pretty much what he's saying here is like their wisdom is not going to be able to help Esau in this town that we're coming into. You know, pretty much uh, any counsel or advice that or whatever the hell it is that they put in the minds of the scientists who create certain technologies like Project Looking Glass. You know, so many other things that we can go into. But either ways, none of that is going to prevail against prophecy. None of that is going to from uh, stop from him giving receiving for him receiving that ass whooping that he's going to receive. Right? Prophecy is not going to stop. Uh, um, so like, I lost my train of thought. But pretty much the point being is that um, Esau is not going to be able to do anything against prophecy. Right? So we can
Right.
get Jeremiah 5:12 unless you have something. Mark.
Wow.
So like not Jeremiah, Job 5:12.
This is Job chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right. So again, the Most High is the one that's in charge, man. He's the one that's in control of everything. So read that again, Baba Shah, and read down to 14 too.
Con. Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
He take he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
right? Is carried headlong. It pretty much is going to fall on his face. You know, the ideas, the agendas, the all the plots and plans that Esau's got, it's not gonna be accomplished. It's all gonna fall on his head. It's all gonna fall face first, man. You know, you talk about a face plant. A Esau's whole agenda is gonna face plant, man. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be disappointed. He's gonna be disappointed uh, at the results of his enchantments, his witchcrafts, his sorceries. You know, he's gonna be calling upon demons, and it's all going to be to no avail. You know, was that it on that?
Verse 14, they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in noonday as in the night.
Right. They grow up at noonday, as in the night. Right. So, like, it's almost like someone that's blind. Right. Pretty much, Esau's not gonna have no guidance, no true guidance whenever that time comes. Whenever Yahweh Shai, whenever we start seeing prophecy get fulfilled. Right. Esau's not gonna know what to do. He's just gonna be grasping, not knowing what he's grasping at. He's gonna try to do whatever he can, like a dog put in the corner, man. Right. Once you put a dog in the corner, it's gonna have no choice but to bite. So he's just gonna just react on instinct. He's not gonna have no prudent planning or nothing like that. And we can actually get Isaiah 47:10-15 to touch on that.
God is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 10. It says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall come upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know."
Right. So again, like it says in the scriptures, the Most High will come as a thief, like as a thief in the night. Right. And he's gonna come like that upon Esau. Right. He's not gonna know when any like what's going on. He's not gonna know how to combat any of these plagues that he's gonna be hit with. He's not going to be able to put off the day of the Lord. None of that, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. "Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail."
Right.
Thou
So the
art,
Most High, the Most High is mocking him. He was like, "Hey, go ahead and continue in your nonsense, man. Go ahead and continue in your enchantments, your sorceries, man. Let's see if that's going to deliver you in that time." Right. That's why we read. Is there any more wisdom in Teman? Right. Because Teman was their wise men. Teman is who Esau seeks counsel of. Right. But now it's saying the Most High is telling them, hey, stand down in thy enchantments. Hey, continue in your sorceries, man. Right? Let's see if they'll be able to help you out to deliver you in that time. But go ahead.
verse 13. "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy sorceries. Let now, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
All right. So
Behold,
it said thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, man. Right? Because best believe Esau is constantly trying to figure out ways to prolong his kingdom, to extend his stay. But the scriptures say that the Most High set bounds that he cannot pass, and that includes a time limit. He has a certain time limit to rule, and that time is reaching its end, right? So it says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." So us as being the mouthpiece of the Lord, we are telling this man that you're going down in this way, in this manner, in this fashion, at this time, right? And Esau is trying to figure out a way to stop all this, right? Esau is seeking his astrologers. He's seeking his prognosticators. He's seeking all his scientists, his engineers to build him this, his technicians to, set up this AI system and all this and that. But none of that is going to help you, man. Go ahead.
Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Right. So it says, it says they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. So you ain't gonna be able to deliver yourself, man. When that time comes, all your help, like it says right there, shall wander every one to his quarter. So they're all gonna flee from you, man. Everybody's gonna flee from you. All your counsel, they're all gonna flee from you, and you and your counsel is gonna be destroyed. Right? But it also says this shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it, man. Meaning you ain't gonna be comforted, man. You ain't gonna be comforted in that day. You're gonna be left ass out, man. You're gonna be barren in that time, man. You ain't gonna have nobody to give you no good prognostications, giving you a good horoscope, telling you oh, you're gonna be able to beat them if you do this. Nah, it ain't gonna be no good news for you, man. It's gonna be nothing but bad news. And you ain't gonna like it. But it says, none shall save thee. So ain't no one gonna be able to stop the hand of the Lord whenever that time comes. Right? That's pretty much it. That's all I had. I can let you have something.
Allah.
Fine. No, but that's pretty much the point, right? We'll probably do another part two to this. No, there's a lot of precepts. We already went for a good minute, but we'll do another part two later some other time, Lord willing. But we're gonna go ahead and close this out, Lord willing. This is an edifying lesson. We're gonna close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.